Hello everybody, welcome to Feel Good Friday. I've got with me Anthony Lyons, Mr. Lyons from the King's School. Welcome Mr. Lyons. He is the editor of Mind's Eye Kent, and he's going to tell us a little bit about a really exciting project. So Mr. Lyons, what is Mind's Eye Kent?
Well, Mind's Eye Kent is a student journal which we publish a couple of times every year, and it's based on a magazine we started in 2011 at King's, largely for the sixth form, to write about the real world. And originally, it was to provide a space for creative writing, which was separate from the exam syllabus, separate from the curriculum, separate from the kind of questions you get in exams, because students felt that they were being more and more boxed in by the exam system. And so we gave them a place where they could express themselves openly on any subject to do with the real world. But we felt that quite a lot of creative writing, poetry and short stories was already being done. So we decided to make it a journalistic magazine. So it's writing about the real world, but of course all writing is creative. We did that for 8 or 9 years, and we decided we wanted Kent schools to get involved. And since then we've had EKST schools contributing to a separate publication, which runs in parallel with the original.
Brilliant. And you're planning a special issue after the summer holidays with a theme of lockdown in Kent. What do you think people could write about for that?
Well, I mean, the East Kent schools, it could be anything to do with one's personal life, how it's been changed by lockdown. A lot of people have talked about how they've developed new skills, new talents, new interests during the course of the lockdown. So although it's been oppressive in many ways, it's also been very creative. And people have reassessed their lives. So it could be a personal piece about how the lockdown has affected you, or it could be about the local community, it could be about friends or family, or it could be more objective. It could be about places in Kent that you know well, things that Kent is famous for that have changed. So it could be a quite adult look at the way Kent is run. If you think of the traffic problems that we've had in recent years, and if you think about how the environment has been affected by the lockdown, how animals, how flora and fauna have flourished, it could really be anything that you're interested in. So whether you're a scientist or an artist, whether you want to be objective or subjective, it's entirely up to you.
And I guess a lot of people have been keeping a diary or a journal during this time.
A lot of people have. In actual fact, an awful lot of traditional talents and interests have re-emerged. A lot of arts and crafts have been indulged in during the last few months. So you might be writing about some new skill or interest you've had. But as I said, it could be very personal, or it could be a very public piece about the nature of public life.
Brilliant. And who can actually submit an article?
Any student of any age from any of the East Kent schools, even those students who are leaving this year, it might be a good way to sign off from school to leave a piece behind. It will be published online this year only, not printed at the moment, although that plan may change depending on how the next few months go. But it certainly will come out online, which means it can go anywhere in the world and be available to any of your friends and family. So it might be a nice way to sign off when you leave school.
Brilliant. And you can write an article with another person in a pair, can't you?
You could team up with someone from school if you wanted to, or indeed, if you went through the EKST rep at your school, you could co-author with someone from another school, which would be an exciting way of getting to know another group of people, another individual, and look at the way other people see the world around us.
Yeah. Now I know there's a £20 Amazon prize for the most engaging article.
Indeed, yes.
But apart from that, are there good reasons for writing? Is it a good thing to do generally?
Yes, it is a very good thing to do. Choosing words is difficult. Choosing the right word to express what you really mean, saying what you mean and meaning what you say is hard. And it's difficult to know who you're writing for, whether you're writing for yourself or an imaginary audience. But making yourself understood when you're writing things down rather than just speaking them means you choose your words much more carefully. You're much more concerned about speaking the truth. and finding the truth is difficult. And then, of course, using language which is beautiful and memorable is an artistically a very positive experience. But your understanding grows much more quickly when you write. It's an art, which means that you can be very proud of what you produced at the end. It can give a great deal of pleasure to other people who see your sincere thoughts expressed clearly. It's the traditional educational tool has always been to sit down and write about what you've experienced in an ordered and hopefully eloquent and I suppose beautiful way. And it's a way of digesting your experience and moving forward. So educationally, it's very sound, and artistically, it's very sound. And it's nice to spend time on your own, being creative.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get lots of entries. I think articles are supposed to be written in Word. Is that right? And
yes, Word. Yeah, and between 250 and 750 words, and submitted by email at ajwl@kings-school.co.uk.
Brilliant. And all those details are on the PDF that goes with this little film. So, Mr. Lyons, thank you very much. I hope you get loads of entries, and we look forward to seeing the new issue in September.
I look forward to reading the work.
Thank you.
Thank you.